My name's Steve. I am a teacher, so an instructor here, and I'm also a personal trainer. I joined in August 2013. That's when I started my adventure, that's when I started my academy, and then I was let loose when Harpenden opened actually in October of that same year, so 2013. I actually applied twice, so I was working on a building site and doing my PT sort of education on the side. So I came once and I liked the idea of the place, tried the reformers and liked the idea and what it did to your body. Then I had to go and learn more, so I had to go and do a next level, so my level 3 PT. I then came back and came through the academy, got offered the job and I've been happy ever since. It was tough. You get your baseline level 3 PT and then they push the anatomy side of things so much more. You have to learn all about the joints, the insertions of the muscles, the names of the muscles, what they do, because we get all sorts of types of people that come in with all sorts of injuries. So if you don't know what is going on in a certain movement, then you can't either A, protect them, or B, you can't enhance it to push people further. It was my first job within the industry, so the company was a lot smaller when I joined, but they gave just as much help and support. So it wasn't like going onto a gym floor and thinking, oh, what do I do? How do I do this? There's a much more sort of supportive network around us. So we had instant contact with the bosses, instant contact with people who had a lot more experience, so you could ask them anything, not feel silly if you ask a question that may be obvious to me now. So that would be the best reason. It helped me through my journey. It encourages education, so continually learning on my journey through the fitness industry. There's always more than one way to do things, so don't think there's only one way, and if that way doesn't work, you've got to think around the box, outside the box, over the box, under the box, whichever way around, to make sure that you get that person either understanding or get the movement that is needed to help that person's body, and coffee to help you remember all that while you're doing it. You've got to be yourself as you teach. You've got to display a level of professionalism, but you've got to be yourself and that will shine through. You do a lot of hours when you first start and lots of classes back to back, and you've got to be able to relax into it. If you get too stressed in your own head, then you're not going to think about what the bodies in front of you are doing. Therefore, you're not providing the best service that you can go to. The members are essential for your classes being successful. If the member doesn't enjoy their experience in your class, then they're not going to want to come back. So it has to be all about them. It's not about the instructor overthinking and then rethinking, instead of just getting hands-on and correcting the person, making sure they feel the exercise. It's a lot easier to replicate something if you can feel it than if you're just being told or shown what to do. You need to be able to listen. It's a big part of the job is listening. So whether you are listening to someone tell you a story, listening to someone giving you personal feedback, saying that I don't like this, I'm not going to make someone do something they don't like. It's their session, they need to get the most out of it. So you need to be open to feedback, but then be able to give it as well. It's communication effectively, so listening and conveying your message properly. Good knowledge and background is essential, and passion for the job. You've got to enjoy what you do. If you can't pass on enjoyment, then why is anyone going to be inspired to do anything? We've created a week map when we first started about what we wanted our week to look like. I've actually finally managed to hit that. So I'm teaching, at the moment, teaching 14 classes a week. I'm also doing about 20 hours of PT. So that's spread across 6 days, 3 long days, 3 short days. You plan in advance and then you're prepared for it. If you're not sure how it's going to feel, you need to block out these hours so that you can think yourself as busy, so it's not just a shock when you think, oh, how am I going to do this? You put little platforms in place and little routines so that you make sure that you are ready for it. You're prepared, you're booked. Your rooms, you've got your session plans that you're going to teach ready, and you know who's coming in when, so you don't go, hi John, and it's Mary that's turned up. It's another pair of eyes. It's really useful. you're so driven in one direction at some point, like you tell your clients to be, you say, right, focus on this and we'll go and get this. You then need to have someone else on your shoulder going, well, hang on a minute, have you tried this? Or have you tried this angle? They've done it, they've been there, they've made the mistakes, and they're trying to help you to avoid these mistakes. Friends with my mentor now, instead of just seeing them as a superior, it's much more a case of, we'll go for coffee and discuss it, instead of it being a case of, oh God, I've got to talk to him about something that I'm not really sure. So it's just encouragement and the benefit of experience on your side.